take some questions.
I want to thank Rose Thrill. That was the most energy we've had here all year long, and it was. I think it was the reason why we were able to keep fighting and stay in the game and have chances to win. So I appreciate the Polo team coming out and doing what they were doing, and all the fans, man, they were awesome tonight, and that energy was fantastic, the way it should be, quite frankly. And I think it really helped our guys. I want to thank Coach Martin, obviously a Hall of Fame coach, man. I don't know if we're going to end up playing them in the A10 tournament or not, but if this is the last time I get to compete against him or even be on the same floor as him, I feel honored, man. He's an unbelievable coach, had an incredible career. I know this is his last year in the A10, but he's been so good to me since I became the head coach here. He's reached out to me a few times, and he's just pumped me up, man. He's a fantastic human being, and I appreciate him. And credit to his team, man. They're tough, they're physical. We knew it was going to be a bloodbath. The A10 is no joke as you see the scores. Dayton lost again, and Duquesne beat GW. I mean, this league is unbelievable right now, and every night is going to be very similar to that. I will say I'm really proud of our guys. I know, we're not finding a way to win quite yet, but the last 3 games we've gotten much closer to what we want to be as a unit, specifically defensively. Not the first half, but after that we played so much more tough and physical. So really proud of our guys for not putting their heads down and finding a way to continue to fight. We just got to find a way to win a game. It seemed like every time we had a chance, we just made a mistake at the most crucial times, and that's part of our learning and our growth. We got to continue to just keep tapping at the stone.
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned after the loss to St. Louis about you guys not being where you want to be defensively, and then you just mentioned, the progression of the defense tonight. What did you see out of the defense as the game went on that you liked?
Yeah, we were just more tough and more physical. I mean, unfortunately, at the end, we couldn't secure some rebounds that were the difference in the game, but we'll watch the film and clean that up. But we're being much more physical, and we're communicating a lot more, and we're starting to learn how to trust each other and learning how to play with one another a lot more right now, and we're getting closer and closer. It'll never be a finished product, but we're playing much harder and more together. We're not playing perfect, and we probably won't get to the perfect part at all, but hopefully by March you get as close to it as you possibly can. But we're finally playing as hard and together as we can. We got to continue to build on that.
Coach, you mentioned just trying to come together and find a way to win. It's like the team coming together. You feel like, and progressing in a positive manner.
Yeah.
What kind of confidence do you feel like the team could take as far as all the different guys that contribute tonight in an effort, to make this game what it ultimately end up being? Yeah,
I think everybody stepped up at one point or another, and they're building and learning how to trust one another. And it's all part of whatever this team's journey is. Right now, this is our journey. Duquesne started 0-5 last year. We look at that. Obviously, we didn't want to start 0-5, but for us, the at-large situation's not the case. We got to focus on kind of continuing to peak and become the best team that we're capable of being by mid to late February going into March, and see what happens. That's just the reality of where we're at. We got a lot more to go, and I think if we're battling teams that are very competitive, and you got the kid Rasul Diggins. I mean, he was most improved player in the Atlanta 10 last year on a team that went 11-7 and was top 4 in the league. So they have someone who's kind of understands how to close out games, and we're going to get there. And once we do, we'll take off. But right now, we just got to figure out a way to get one.
You guys, this game lasted well over 3 hours and has, I guess, the most players ever fouling out in the game. What does it say about just the will and determination, besides the result, to just stay in that game, feed off that energy from the crowd? Have you ever been in a game like this that's gone this deep and to your bench as well?
Not to this deep, but our game at GW last year was a triple overtime game, and we were able to pull that out. So we understand what it feels like to be on that end, right? And now we know what it felt like to be at GW. But I've never had that been a part of a game ever that's had that many guys foul out. It was a physical game. I wouldn't have wanted to be one of those referees. I mean, it was hard fought, physical game, and we knew that was going to be the case with our two teams. They just found a way to make a winning play at the end.
Coach, at the end of the first overtime, I believe Ramad hit the half court heave. He missed it, but he was fouled.
Mhm.
Hit the 3 free throws. Could you talk about just the composure in a moment like that it takes to get set, kind of think that you're back in the game, and then hit those 3 free throws?
Yeah, I mean, Ramad Dean is one of the most mentally tough dudes I've ever been around. His energy, his effort, he embodies what it is to be a Fordham basketball player. So we never had a doubt that he was going to step to the line. He's earned the right to make those with his work ethic and his mentality. So we never flinched. We didn't have any other option but to make all 3. And he's earned the right to do that. That's a mental toughness right there. Unfortunately, we didn't make as many free throws as we would have liked to have at home to close it out, but those were huge, obviously, to keep the game heading in another direction. So proud of him for doing that.
Coach, could you just speak a little bit about Matt Zona, his performance, and like what he was able to do as far as kind of getting you guys galvanized in the second half? And as you look forward, just the importance of having quality front court play in addition to Simbilla as you progress through the rest of the season.
Yeah, Matt's been fantastic. He's just been growing day by day by day by day. He's had some really good games here of late. The last 3 games he's played very well on both ends of the floor. And again, he's such a superstar human being. He's a lot like Ramad Dean. He's a captain of this team, voted by his teammates. And he's only been here a few months. That'll say a lot about him. But he's tough. He's physical. He's mentally tough. And really proud of the momentum that he's got going right now. And we got to continue to build on that because he's given us some fantastic minutes, and I think he'll continue to do so.
Take a couple more.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, Coach. You said you just need one.
Yeah.
It feels like with the depth you have in a game like this and with the balance you have scoring, do you feel like we're kind of one win away from the lid coming off?
100%. Yeah, I really do. I think this group feels that too. This particular group, I think Ramad and Abdu were apart. They're the only ones who were here 3 years ago when we won 25 games. Last year we didn't win a ton, but we finished strong. So we just got to find that winning mentality and feel what it's like and then continue to build off of it. I mean, we're getting closer. On the road at VCU it was a 3-possession game, and we gave up 25 second chance points. So that'll tell you we're that close. And obviously at Davidson, it was a 6-point game with 40 seconds left, and we were shooting free throws. So, again, on the road. So I like the direction we're headed. These guys, you wouldn't be able to walk into our walkthrough or our practice. You'd have no idea if we were 4-0, 5-0, or 0-4 or 0-5. And to me, that's a strength of our staff, strength of our maturity, and our players. Their attitude has been positive. They come to film or workouts or practice every day to continue to try to get better. There's nothing else we can ask for. So we just got to figure it out and find a way to continue to build and try to peak come February and into March.
Take one last one. There is that. Yep.
Coach, despite the loss and despite the record to start conference play,
Yeah.
what does a game like this specifically do for the vibes in the locker room and the kind of resiliency up and down the bench? What does that do for the locker room in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great momentum. We know how close we are. We know how good we could potentially be. I have to do a better job of figuring out how to get us over that hump. That's on me. But there's no negative. There's no moral victories. But what are we going to do? You got to pick yourself up. You got to continue to work and grind. And these guys are doing that. And they're going to find success at some point, and we're going to continue to build off of that. And that's the only way we can go about it. Attitude is a big kind of the cement that holds our program up. And that's, look, man, can't control what's happening to you necessarily. You got to pick up and move on to the next. And that's what we plan on doing. There's no other way to look at it. And these guys understand that mentality.
All right, thank you very much. One more, Sam.
Sorry, Coach. You guys are off this weekend.
Yeah.
Head against Loyola next week. Anything specific from this game, or just the past couple of games that you're going to really focus on with these guys over the extended time off?
Yeah, rebounding. We got to do a better job of rebounding. We gave up 22 offensive rebounds tonight. We gave up 23 offensive rebounds the other night. Something we've been really, really good at in previous years, and we're playing a little bit smaller, so we got to figure that out. But rebounding is something we got to continue to clean up because we got a lot of great stops, especially there at the end. just couldn't close out and secure the ball. We had our hands on it for whatever reason. So rebounding and securing the ball is really important moving forward.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Go
you.
Rams.
Coach.